What is up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Stardew Valley. My name is Splattercat. Happy to have you here today as we hang out for a little while and continue watering our crops. Our little farm is growing, no joke. It's gotten a lot bigger. It's easy in this game to feel like you're not really making any progress just because at the beginning I think cash flows in very, very slowly. But at this point, we're up and moving. We're making money. We are making money, making moves, making those ends. We're going to get the scythe out because we got a bunch of grass that we need to harvest. I was farming that out just for feed later on. That's all that it's for, is just in case anybody asks for it, specifically for a quest, or B, just in case. Let's go ahead and chop this all down real quick. I'm not going to replant. Well, I could actually replant more wheat over here. It is a possibility. It could be done. I could come back through, and since the wheat only takes 4 days to grow, it wouldn't be a total waste. I don't know if I want to, though, if I'm just going to let that field do its thing over there and just sit baked in the sun, its flaky, nasty cloddiness, slowly growing tighter and harder until no longer will the soil support any form of life. That's actually the problem with corn farming as well. Corn farming, do they still have food down in here? By the way, okay, my chickens have, let's see, there we go. That time it gave us 4. There. They'll have like a, you can check on your chickens and they'll have like a little heart above their head if you're doing things right, and if you're doing things wrong, they'll have like a little grumbly symbol. You gotta feed them every single day, and if you don't feed them, eventually they die. And then you turn them into chicken mulch paste, and then you sell them to McDonald's for chicken McNuggets. Num 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 num. I will probably sell off the finer grains here, just to make a little bit of extra cash. Perfecto. That iron is all ready to go up at the top. We've got another harvest right there. Let me grab that, dude. Ah, it's a gold star wheat. A good old gold star wheat. Alright, so now that we've got the iron smelting. How much iron do I have, by the way? Quite a bit. Quite a bit. I've got 10, and it looks like we're going to have 13 by the end of this. It does take a little bit of work to get it, but I haven't transmuted all my copper over because I can use it for other things, and so for anybody that was curious why I haven't transmuted that yet, kind of just holding on to it and waiting to see what I'm going to do with it as time goes along. This game forces you to be a pack rat because every time I end up selling something or getting rid of it, I regret it, and then I'm like, oh, I should have had that. If I had just held on to it for a little while longer, I'd be totally golden right now. I can't give Demetrius that melon. I didn't know there was going to be a melon quest. And so unfortunately, I have no melons right now. They take forever to grow. And so it's like I can either do Demetrius's quest or I can not do the summer bundle. The other possibility is maybe I might be able to buy a melon somewhere from like the Joja Mart or something like that and just turn it in for the quest. I don't really mind that as an option either. Oh man, we got a bunch of that shit around here. Frozen Tear goes to Gunter. The Prehistoric Tibia goes to Gunter. So let's run those across town. We'll get all that done for right now. Was there a Queen of Sauces or anything on today? Living off the land. Most towns have a seasonal calendar in the front of the general store. It's a good idea to check on that now and then to get a feel for what's going on in the community. Make sure you check for job postings as well, because employment is an important part of the self-actualization process. At no time did in my life did I feel more worthless than when I was unemployed. I hated being unemployed. Just something like depressing about having endless amount of time and nothing to do. Like, it was cool for working on hobbies and like playing guitar and like playing piano and working on my musical interests, but man, it did not feel productive. It did not feel productive at all. I need to get back into, I need to rebuild my recording studio, basically. I tore it all down when I moved, and then just never built it back up again because I was busy with other things. Is it a new week right now? Oh, it's a new week. How would you like this fruit? What am I supposed to do with this? They're grapes. You eat them. You put them in your mouth, and you're like, num 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 num. Aw, she just lost a heart. Man, she's difficult. I'm just going to give her amethyst from now on. I don't have 10,000 bucks, so I can't get a backpack. That's an expensive backpack right there. By the way, while we're on the subject, people selling $10,000 backpacks out here. It's pretty hardcore. I'm not messing around on those backpack prices. It must be one of those luxury, like, Gucci things. I don't know if, like, Kanye sneezed on it or what, but apparently it's valuable. They don't tell me anything, though. Alright, Gunter. Time to do some donation. How would you like to have a bone? Ooh, we got a new reward. Then we also got the frozen tears, so we'll put that over there. And he gave us the Jade Hills furniture. Oh, that's a big-ass portrait. I need to get some pictures from my house. My walls are, like, totally bare. And I do have a bunch of disc plates. If you like disc plates, I don't know if you know what those are, but disc plate's a website. It's displate.com, I think. Anyways, I haven't been there in a while. And they make, like, basically it's a way for artists to make money. So artists will make these prints, and the artist gets, like, half% of the, I think they get half the commission. I think each disc plate sells for like $20 to $30. The artist gets $15, and display gets $15 for the distribution and shipping and everything like that. And so there's a bunch of cool stuff up in there. Everything from like Spider-Man to Stormtroopers to Star Wars. It's all just like fan art. And a lot of it is really well done. Like a lot of it's like photorealistic, done by artists who are like incredibly talented. And there's some really, really cool stuff on there if you're into it. Oh, that upsets me that it doesn't line up properly with the table. That's going to bother me a lot. I can just put it on the floor. Lay it on the floor. We gotta expand the size of our house. House a little bit small. I think it takes 10 grand and a whole bunch of resources though to expand your house out and make it a little bit nicer. I'm really hoping we have some blueberries in there somewhere. If we don't, the entire point of this season is gonna be a little bit wasted. That's okay. Like, I'm not mad about it. I like getting wasted as much as the next guy. Like, it is what it is. Actually, I don't like being like shit-faced. Like, I don't like going in that far. I like a good buzz, though. If I can maintain a buzz over, like, a 5-6 hour period without going over or under, that's an afternoon well spent. Would you like a bat wing? I'm gonna give the mayor a bat wing. Watch this. This makes me sick. What a horrendous gift. If you really, really, really want to bring somebody over to your side, you gotta give them severed monster parts. It's the best way to make friends. You go hack up little tiny mammals, and then you just hand them pieces. It's a horrendous gift. That would be kind of gnarly if somebody walked up and just gave you like a piece of severed animal flesh. It's like, ah! Look at what I have done! I would like you to process my geodes, please. Got like a square thing. It's a kyanite. And then we got 10 iron ore. Not a terrible pull, especially considering I'm trying to stack that shit up. Gunter can tell you more about it. Okay, well, we're already down here, so let's drop that off with Gunter, shall we? Why waste the time? I assume eventually he'll give us the damn sewer key. That was the point of all this. We have a pretty good mineral collection in here at this point. Like, we seriously have a lot of minerals that we've brought in. I'm thinking this is just going to turn into like a giant rock shop one day, and he's just going to start selling it all. I'm going to go to the Joja Mart real quick. The soulless, horrible Joja Mart, and see if I can find myself a melon that I can give to Demetrius. You were like, this is from your farm? And I'm like, yeah, it's totally from my farm. I grew it. What are you talking about? Let's see here. Got Joja Cola, light. Oh, we can get a light? Like a beer sign? Dude, that's awesome. I want that. It doesn't really look like they have much here, although I do want that Joja Cola light. I'm taking that right now. I love neon beer signs and stuff like that. Super awesome. My fascination with them never ended. Like, I don't know if it's like an adolescent male thing, but I just want to have like a room that's full of like neon beer signs and like pinball machines and like a sign on the door that's like, no girlfriends allowed, and then I could turn the sign around when she is allowed, like just in case. Like, I don't know, like on the other side, it'll say like, unless you're in the mood or something. I don't know. You gotta leave caveats. Just in case. You gotta leave yourself an out, otherwise you might miss out on random intimate interactions. You might miss out on coitus. I don't know, like, whatever. This is so far gone at this point. I don't even know what I'm doing anymore on the internet. It's just say stuff, hope things happen, whatever. Joja Cola on the front of my building. Oh man, I can't brand. Will they pay me if I do that? I feel like they should pay me some kind of endorsement if I do that. Like, I see those vehicles around all the time where they pay you like a monthly stipend for having your vehicle like custom painted to look like Pepsi or something. There we go. Joja Cola sign that got a smiley face with a nose. We've got a decorative bowl. Where the hell did that come from? Was that on my table? Oh, it must have been decorative bowls. That's just like one more thing to fill up with dust in my house. Like, I don't dust very often. And so I'm naturally paranoid about receptacles just like sitting around in my house. It feels to me as though whenever I have something like that... What can I do with a petrified slime? I think I kept it because you use it for a crafting recipe at some point. Yeah, I'm like 80% sure that's why I held on to it. Throw those bat wings in there. A little bit of bait. I'll probably throw that on the hook. Got some extra bug meat that I would like to convert over into bait while we're here. And I needed to rebait my hook because unfortunately this hook came with a rebate. Huzzah. Because I think it's just about out of, reloads. And so I need that to be a little bit better stock so that when I go back out to fish, because trust me, there will be that moment where desperately and deeply I need to race out of my house and go fishing for a little while. And until that moment comes, I just got to keep it locked and loaded, ready to go in the drawer. Bait on the hook, ready to fly. What happened to my iron ore? Or I'm sorry, my iron bars. Where did they go? There's 10 of them right there. Might be worth it to start converting some of this stuff over to higher grade materials as well, but I don't know. We're kind of in a decent spot right now where I don't have a whole lot of things that I need to accomplish. Feeling pretty good about all of it. Can you have like negative hearts? Like will the hearts like turn blue or something if they like hate you? I bet the mayor's down at the bottom because I gave him a severed body part. It's a warning. I'm just letting him know what's going to happen if he doesn't stop messing around with me. Coming after Marnie and there's nothing you can do about it. He's leaving severed parts all over his house. I will probably go back to the dungeon. Seems like a good plan to me. We could also buy a couple more fruit trees if we really wanted to be broke. I mean, considering we've got a pretty huge amount of corn planted, we might be able to get away with that one without having too many problems. Either way, I do feel like diving down into the dungeon and making sure that we're making some kind of cumulative progress as we play the game is a good idea. So we'll just go back down into the dark. Why not? Back down into the dark. No, not right now, Ghostes. Not right now. These ghosts need to work on their athletic abilities. They're a little slow. I gotta go to the ghost gym more frequently. God, I love that sword when I can corner trap. It's one of my biggest problems with the ghosts is you can't corner trap them. So they just like fly backwards hella far every single time you hit them. The knockback keeps him out of the way so you can't get nothing done. He's gonna wait until I do this. I know he is. Yep, I knew it. He's gonna try and possess me. But I'm not an object that can just be taken. I'm not like that. Oh, good. He dropped some stairs, though. Apparently he possessed a stairwell. Why do I hear the sound of, like, icy xylophones? Xylophones in the blackness. Xylophones in the dark. So terrifying. The sounds of ancient dwarvish evil waiting for us beneath the surface. Alright, a little bit more jade, some stuff that I can sell. I'll probably keep these as gifts, actually. Everybody loves stones. You can't get... If you can't give somebody, like, random pieces of lithic material, what can you give them? A little bit more iron to be had. Hell yeah. Take us down to floor 57. We might cut it close today with the adventuring. I'm going to ignore this bat. And let's just keep diving down deeper until we find something worth keeping. A little bit of murder going on right there. A little bit of mining going on. Keep the ghosts out of the way while we look for the next stairwell. I should be able to skeef by right there. Ooh, what is that? Amethyst, maybe? Come on, out of the way, ghost. Yep, amethyst, good. I'll give that to Abigail or whatever her name is. That's the other problem, is I can't remember their names when I'm hitting on them. It's a real player's problem. It's a real player's problem. He's like, oh, your name was Lucy? That's happened to me before, in my younger years. Go out like on a date with a girl, and then see her like the next day at the supermarket and can't remember her name. You're like, shit. Well, maybe you should have been a little bit more iconic. It's so easy to blame this on me, isn't it, Lucy? Like, my name is Rachel. Isn't that just like you, Lucy? Isn't that just like you? Luckily, Luckily, I feel like I'm a pretty funny guy, so usually I'm able to play situations like normal things that would be awkward, I think, for a lot of people. I can play them off a little bit better. Either that or you just fall back into the trend of being like, hey, you. Hey, how's it going? Yeah. So much fun last night. Oh my god, you drank so much IPA. Holy shit, Becky. Oh my god. I talk to all my dates like a valley girl. Sorry. I forgot to mention that part of the narrative. It happens from time to time. I slip back into it. Given my robust history as a valley girl. It happens to the best of us here. It happens to the best of us. What valley are valley girls from? Like the San Fernando Valley? That's never quite specified. They just call them valley girls. I assume it's an LA thing. I'm in Northern California. We don't really pay attention to that, like, SoCal stuff. Just doesn't happen. Every now and again, somebody from SoCal come up here and be using the word, like, dank all the time or something. We're like, oh, you're from SoCal. We can tell. You from, like, San Diego or something? San Diego, by the way. That's a dope-ass city. If you have a choice, just skip LA altogether. It's the worst city in America. It's awful. There's no reason for anybody to be in LA. Like, it's just... For some reason, they built a city in the middle of the desert and decided to make a bunch of movies there. No idea why. It's just the worst. Like, there's no redeeming quality to LA. Every time I go there, I just, like, can't wait to leave. I'm just like, ugh. But San Diego, on the other hand, San Diego, that's a city right there. San Diego's hella dope. And I feel like San Diego is, like, underrepresented. Like, whenever anybody goes down to, like, SoCal, they always talk about, like, other places. San Diego never gets any love. I'm down with the San Diego business, though. I don't think we're going to make it to the next floor today. Our exhaustion, combined with the fact that ghosts are chewing on the side of our head with their gnarly little ghosty teeth, just makes me feel like perhaps I have dedicated my time improperly today. It's weird how little progress I make in set. All it takes is one floor, though. Like I said, that's the only mechanic in the game I disagree with, is the digging to find the ladder thing. Because sometimes it'll take you, like, a single floor. You'll have a really, really good run while you're going down into the dungeon. And a single floor will make you dig up, like, every single stone on the floor. And because of that, you'll miss out on making it before the timeline, even though you thought you had, like, 7 hours to work that day. And so... It is what it is. I don't think we actually black out at 1 a.m. We're getting closer, though. And we're going to get an energy nerf. But that doesn't matter because we have a spice berry that we're going to use to revitalize ourselves in the morning. Just roll out of bed and spice berry it on up. I'm trying to hate on LA. I guess I am, like, a little bit. But LA is just not a city that I like. It's not a city that I like. Like, dude, what do you have against Burbank? And I'd be like, I mean, I've got a list. Do you want me to break it out, or do you want me to just, like... Is it a serious question? Are you asking me to bitch about things right now? Because I can bitch about things if you really want me to. Most people just don't encourage me, though. The hell did I get a ghost fish from? What in the shit is going on right now? So many random things in my inventory. More frozen geodes. I'll probably save those up till I have like 10 or 15 of them. With the slimes and the monster loots, those go elsewhere. I guess I can put a ghost fish in here. I don't really need it right now. The ghost fish killer. I might be able to make a couple of gold bars too. Yeah, we've got to be getting closer with some of our gold supplies. Throw those in there, and then I'll carry those around with me as gifts. We may need to eat the cave carrots a little bit later, just to make sure we make it through the day. That's all done. We're going to need to water for a little while, too. We only got one pepper out of there. Really hoping that this berry crop is super banging. The nice thing about the blueberries is that every now and again, you'll get like a double or a triple harvest off of them. And if you can get like a really, really good RNG pull, you can end up with a ridiculous amount of berries that you can sell for, quite frankly, a really, really high premium. Little bit more watering to be done. And then we'll be up and out of here. I'm hoping fall is really rainy. Fall around where I live used to be rainy back in the day. It's not actually that rainy here in the fall anymore. Then again, we've had like a pretty big drought going on. Not like big enough, I think, because it's more of a SoCal problem. Like, I don't know. It just got done raining for like a month straight here, so it's hard for me to feel like there's a drought. They say there's one in Northern California. We all got to pull together and whatever. I'm like, I don't know. Maybe you should stop growing dumb shit in the desert, and then we wouldn't have this problem. I don't know. Just like stop subsidizing crops that nobody's utilizing out in the middle of nowhere, and then maybe we wouldn't be wasting so much water on random agricultural stuff that nobody buys, that the government just ends up buying and trashing. Just saying, it just seems like an inefficient process. It seems like a great way for the people of California to be defrauded by the government. And at the same time, the government's defrauding themselves. It's a big old circle of just people taking advantage of a shitty system and making money off of it. Then again, welcome to civilized life, I guess. That did not look appetizing. That thing did not seem like the kind of thing that you would want to eat. Fiery hot with a hint of sweetness. Alright, a little bit more iron. A little bit more iron. I think I will turn in one of my tools right now and see if maybe I can get it upgraded. Although the iron upgrade will probably cost us a lot more, right? I bet the iron upgrade will cost us a pretty penny. I bet it's going to cost us at least 5K. I'll go and I'll check because I have no idea. I don't think I've ever made it to iron tools before. I think in my other playthrough I was focusing on building buildings. And so this time around maybe I'll focus on having better gear. I will love you forever if you bring me a purple mushroom. Innuendos. So it sounds like Haley needs the purple mushroom like right now. Like right this second. Where do you even get a purple mushroom from? I don't think I've ever seen that particular item. Probably down in the dungeon somewhere, right? I have to look it up, I suppose, but Mom won't let me have any more gummies today. My friend's parents used to have a rule, like they had a big ass like drawer full of candy or whatever, and you could have like one fun-sized candy if you ate like an entire apple or like an entire orange. And so that's what I remember from being a kid at their house. Their kids were always like porking down fruit, and then they would save up like these little piles of candy after porking down hella fruit. It's really a great way to give yourself diabetes, but oh well. I got them to eat their fruits. So we can do a steel axe for 5K or a steel pickaxe. It's workable. Let's go with the steel pickaxe. So we'll get started on it, and in a couple of days that'll be good and ready to go. Expensive, but I think it'll be alright. It'll allow us to dig through the dungeon a little bit quicker, and since I found myself a train is passing through Stardew Valley, I think you can take the train to like some deserty area if I remember correctly. Like you can take the train to some, I don't even know what it's called in all honesty. Some clay right there. Got a book right there. I don't know what happens when you collect all the books. You found a lost book. I think there's only like one book missing at this point. Got a couple of clams just hanging out in the sand. Got a bunch of double harvests right there, which is all kinds of good. Rainbow shells. Luckily, they stacked on up. And if I know my... Actually, I was hoping there'd be more stuff over here, since the front end of the beach, like that leftward area, seemed to be pretty well stocked. But nope, only got a couple of corals. It's still almost enough for us to make some money off of it. We'll probably make like an extra 500 off today, just from the random things that we found around on the ground. You're all dirty. You're the one asking for purple mushrooms. Why are you calling me the dirty one right now? I'm not the one posting public notices seeking out the purple mushroom, okay? So whatever. Get excited if you want. But I'm tutoring Vincent and Jazz today. They're a handful, but it's nice to make a difference in somebody's life. Does she like me? Kinda. Thanks, this looks nice. Okay, well, I'll give her a rainbow shell, I guess. I've just got stuff sitting around in my inventory, and so I figure, like, as I bypass people, I'll give it away. I need to make friends a lot more than I need to... I know he likes produce. That's very nice of you, thanks. Well, at least it's something. Move it along. We ain't never getting married, though. It takes way too many hearts. It's too confusing. All the good ones is taken, too. That's what you start to see that. As I get older... People get desperate. People get like crazy and desperate as they get older. They hit like the age of 30 and they're not married yet. And they're just like, you'd think that's like an old-fashioned thing that people don't care about anymore. But legit, If you're like a 30-year-old male with your shit together and like a well-paying job and like a nice car and you like dress nice and you're a nice human being, you will probably have desperate leftover women all over you. I know this because I have friends like that. I'm not that guy. I'm in a committed relationship right now. I'm taken. Sorry. Can't do anything with it. Can't do anything. Sometimes you're locked down. It is what it is. Can you actually take the bus anywhere? I don't think that you can. Yeah, man. I got a friend who's like 34. Drives a Maserati. Really nice guy. Got his shit together like super hardcore. Focused on his career. Now he's like midway through his 30s. And it's just like crazy. Just like the sheer volume of women who hit on him like everywhere that he goes. And it's not even like younger girls either. Because he's old enough at this point to where like clearly he's like an older male. You know what I mean? Like halfway through his 30s. And so it's not like the pub crawl kiddies anymore that are after him. It's just like utterly absurd. The amount of like divorcees and just like random single 30-year-old women that are just like all over him all the time. Little creepy, actually. Little creepy. I don't know if I could function under those constraints. I don't know if I could function like that. People just crawling all over me. Then again, I've never really had that problem, so. I can think of a lot of worse problems to have, though. Definitely. We're out of time for the day. My name is Splattercat. I have no idea where this monologue is going. I will see you all in tomorrow's episode. Hi, dear everybody, and I will see you there. This is Stardew Valley. If you wanted to get the game for yourself, I got the links and everything else that you need down below so that you can check it on out. I do.